Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare start.
Good morning, everybody. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Happy Monday. Everybody loves their Mondays. Right. Oh, my God. I don't know what is in the air for the last few days. Like something late is blooming, but it's really coming after me. It's really coming after me. Okay, so let's see here. We're going to give the chance for the chat to build just a little bit. Going to kind of try and give Rumble a chance to survive today. I don't know exactly how well that will work out. And while we're waiting for that to happen, we're going to be, let's see, PrepStock, guys. PrepStock.net, Nebo, North Carolina, October 12th to the 13th. Ticket sales will end on midnight, October 30th, or I'm sorry, not October, but this month, the last day of this month. So far, we're pretty much full up. We've got a lot of people coming, but tickets are still available. We're going to make room for whoever shows up. Yeah, it's going to be a good time, guys. So make sure you guys go out and check out prepstock.net and see what the dealio is. All right, let's see here. It looks like Hicktown Honey just showed up over there on the Rumble side first. And maybe you're only, everybody's always late on Rumble. I don't know why. 6 people on the Rumble channel and like it's like no one wants to check in. But oh well, it is what it is. So currently the score is 15-7. YouTube is in the lead. We're going to go ahead and check the YouTube side. Rose is first. Bradley Collins, number 2. Jordan O'Neill, you are deterred. We're going to check in, say good morning to a bunch of people. Bradley's like Red Square today, and it's not a Russian thing, not a Chinese thing either. Let's see. They're progressing. They're progressing. Bradley says 4 more months, still gold. So around my birthday, yay. I don't know about that gold thing. I don't have gold set up yet. When you get to white and black, then you pretty much made it. But after that, then we'll see what happens. I think there's like 3 or 4 more slots to fill with different color icons. Drinking that coffee, feeling the yawns coming on already. Cindy, good morning. Let's see here. Looks like Civil Defense Prepping has already been yammering on about CB radios and Bofangs and Russian and Ukraine talk and all that stuff, which is what we're going to talk about a little bit today. So let's see here. We got Catitudes in the house. Debbie Chandler's over here. Recorded or translated? I'd flee that place too. Got you. Good morning, Light Raider. Good to see you. JB the 25th, good morning. Preston, good morning, my friend. Just another K campaign before I was about to watch the video. Okay. See, Oops is in the house. Nice haircut. Thank you very much, Jordan. I do it about once every 3 months. Let's see here. Ian's in the house. Good morning, my friend. You got my GRMS license. 2-way radio. Is it better than cell phones? Billy King. Good morning. Good morning. I think it might be the 50th birthday for Brad in 4 months. Gotcha. Okay, so getting right to it, guys. We've got a lot to cover today. If you are not on the YouTube side, there is a poll on the YouTube side. What is the most reliable backup communication method during a disaster? Currently, ham radio is 75%, winning at 75%, cell phone and texting at 25%, and landlines / designated out-of-state contact are at 0. We shall see where that falls at the end of the stream. Let's see. All right. How about Andy? Gotcha. Andy, shut up. Andy's number 2 on the Rumble side. We're gonna find out. We're gonna always got to find out who that's probably gonna be Laser or West Virginia Pappy or something like that. Okay, guys. You guys know how this works. I talk about stuff, and then you write stuff down, or you post stuff, and then I talk about the stuff you post, and then we move on. So, in emergencies and disasters, having a well-rounded and practical communication strategy is crucial for keeping everyone informed and connected. I'm going to expand on essential elements of your communications plan, offering more clarity to ensure it's easy for others to implement regardless of their experience level. Now, First and foremost, guys, we use them all the time. Our cell phones, those handy dandy $1,000 little bricks that almost nobody has insurance on, is everybody's waiting to break, but somehow the 999 cases from China keep protecting them. But there are advantages, disadvantages, and we're going to talk about your backup plan, because primary means of communication will almost always be phones, but you've got to think about your backup plan. So the advantages. Cell phones are the most common and familiar form of communication. They're often the first tool people reach to or reach for to check in with family, friends, emergency services, etc. That's 911. Texting can sometimes be more reliable than calls because texts require less bandwidth. If you didn't know that, in emergency, you're not supposed to be calling, you're supposed to be texting. Now, some of the disadvantages. Cellular networks can become overwhelmed during a crisis, especially if many people are trying to make calls at once. Power outages or infrastructure damage might also make cell service unreliable. In some cases, voice calls may work while texts do not, or vice versa. Now, part of your backup plan, you need to regularly attempt to send both calls and texts, focusing on short, essential messages. You want to avoid sending large files like photos, videos, or using data heavy apps that might drain your battery's phone quickly. Keep your phone in a battery save mode and carry a portable charger if possible. Now, when we talk about cell phones, this is kind of a dead horse that we beat, because we always know that the cell phone is going to be our primary means of communications. There's no way around it. Nobody's going to be like, oh, there's an emergency, let's get on my ham radio. No, you're going to try and use your cell phone first, because that is the most reliable piece of communication equipment that we have in the world right now. And so one of the things that you want to make sure that you understand about your cell phone, especially if you get yourself caught into a situation where you're like, oh, wow, I may not be able to charge this thing for a while, is you might want to start to understand the power settings that your phone has. And you can actually dial these modern phones down to the point where they're like, wow, I had no idea. Like, it turns off graphics. It shuts unnecessary things down. Almost all of your apps will not work, but you will be able to, it's your lowest power setting. You will be able to make that battery last for like a day or two. And you will also be able to still make phone calls, and you'll still be able to do text messages. So I recommend that you take a good hard look at the power settings on your phone. Pay attention to what you're doing. Write it down, maybe do a screenshot, and then print it, something. But doing your power settings. I actually made a video about this like years ago. It's like one of the first videos I ever made was how to set your power settings on your cell phones to make them more usable in the event of an emergency. So let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and check about the militarist says, hold on a second here. Let's see here. U.S. Navy told to be ready for war by China by 2027. Yeah, I remember those briefs. Watching the People's Cuckvie is from the People's Republic of Michigan. I have insurance on my new Galaxy 24 Plus. Let's see here. Beecher, good to see you, Beecher. Good to see you. The militarist says, what about Morse code? Morse code is still a internationally viable way of communicating. The only problem is that almost no one knows how to do it. Even the ham heads don't know how to do it anymore, because it's no longer a requirement to get your ham license. Let's see here. Miko says, remember what happened in Texas to East Coast on the cell phone was out AT&T. Correct. Let's see here. Miko says you can text on the two-way radio and send pictures. That is true if you have the appropriate, I think, what is it called? A DMR radio. Let's see here. Bradley says, freaking Bradley, you forget the best communication system ever made, can and string. I know, but it's always limited by the string, dude. It's always limited by the string. Okay, let's see here. Two Speak Dad showed up. You are deterred. Dude, I hope you're feeling better. I actually have you on the command center machine over there. Like I was gonna message you right after the live stream just to check on you, make sure everything's good to go. Love a good day off to be able to watch the live. Love you, Truth Speak, Dad. Let's see here. Morse was taught when I was in second grade. Yes, oops, you are old. Says the guy with the gray beard. Okay, let's see here. Since you guys haven't put anything in, well, I mean, you did. You guys are doing good. You guys are doing fine. I have a feeling this stream is going to be shorter than normal. So, I mean, sometimes we're just regurgitating stuff that I've said before, and I'm trying to put a new spin on it to get people to pay more attention to it. You know, on the one of the things that's not actually part of this that I should have put in it was CB radios. Somebody remind me when I say that we're pretty much done. What was that I was thinking about? CB radios. I want to talk about CB radios. Let's see here. Until they make the CAN wireless, I think I'll pass. There you go. Learners and scouting as well. In Ukraine, both sides are phones from World War II. Yeah, that technology works. Let's see here. If you've put a 1 in the chat, put a 1 in the chat. Okay, Tuck. Let's see here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on to, believe it or not, something called a landline. The dude just showed up. Hold on before we move on. Our enemies will be taking down towers and satellites. Make sure you can move and communicate without them. Yes, that is in a survival situation. In a survival situation. All right, so landlines. The advantages of landlines is, and they still exist in some places, traditional landlines can be a reliable communication option during power outages because they don't rely on external electricity. Cordless phones excluded. This makes them particularly valuable in disaster scenarios where cell towers might be down. Now, as far as your backup plan, if you don't have a landline, it's a good idea to identify neighbors or nearby businesses that do. Make a note of who might be able to assist in a communication emergency, especially those who still have old-style landlines. Alternatively, consider investing in a basic corded phone that doesn't require power lines now, or doesn't require power. Now, here's the thing about landlines, guys. If you do decide to get a landline, which is likely not going to happen because most of the telephone companies that aren't really telephone companies anymore will have refused to install them. And because the infrastructure, it's just, they consider it to be antiquated technology. It's something they want to move away from. So if you have one and it exists, like you put your phone and there's a dial tone, regardless if you paid the bill or not, and that dial tone comes on, then you could still dial 911 and you can actually use it for other things too. But that is the big selling point of having a landline phone. Now, there it is. Oh, there it is, guys. There it is. Drink. I'm not a fan of landlines because sooner or later, that number is going to get on a list, and all it's going to do is ring off the wall with some guy from freaking India. We've all had that phone call where you pick up the phone, and the first thing you hear is a beep, and then you hear the call center, the 50 other people in the room. You hear that, and this is not going to go well. So that would be one reason. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and check the chat here. True Speak Dad says CB radios or citizen band radios are great, but limited. Every radio is limited. Landlines are a great idea. Good morning, LP. Good morning, Laser. Good to see you, bro. Let's see here. There are limitations to every idea. Miko says that's why you got to have way more than one to charge electronic devices if it depends on it. Gotcha. Syria, SAA, and FSA are using runners. Yes. That's unless you can get that runner, it's pretty secure. It's a pretty secure way Light Rider says landlines will eventually go through a tower. That's true. That's true, Light Raider. That's true. The dude says, go to a pawn shop and find one of those old landline technician phones. You can plug in anywhere on the grid if you have one by the road or any building. That's pretty smart, dude. But I mean, but now you need education. You know, it's like it's just because you have the tool doesn't mean you have the training. So it's a great idea, the dude. But make sure that if you guys go down that road, get some education. Find an old guy who understands this shit. Let's see here. I stopped using landlines years ago when they wanted $75 a month for basic plans. Yeah, exactly. They basically priced everybody out of the market because they want to go wireless. Miko says satellite phone will reach out and touch somebody if you know the number. Yes. Dude says, I already have the education. Well, you are the man. You're the dude. You're the dude. Militarist says World War II pigeons. But yeah, and I also the other thing I want to talk about too is actually satellite radios or satellite communications, the basics. So well, remember that CBs and satellite communications. All right, so next thing, believe it or not, you guys are gonna love this. Payphones. Advantages, despite being less common than they used to be, payphones still exist in many cities and public spaces. They don't rely on cellular networks and are often functional during local power outages. Backup plan. Know where nearby payphones are located and ensure family members are familiar with their locations as well. In high traffic areas, these phones could be critical when other communication methods fail. Keep a few coins or a prepaid phone card handy in your emergency kit to use these locations. Yes, believe it or not, in cities and in some very, very rural towns, the infrastructure is still paying for payphones to be operational. They are few and far between, but it's more of like what a local areas like. We've always had that payphone there. It's for this, that, and the other thing, and we're going to keep it. So you'll see, like I said, you'll see that in locally ran areas within a city, and you'll see that in rural areas where there is less traffic and more of the locals using it for whatever reason. Also, I believe they do that as well with the Mennonites and the somebody put in the chat. What's the name of the other ones? The Amish. There you go. I got you. I beat you. Let's see here. If you talk about running away any wave through a wire of communication, I'm the dude. Got you. Preston says, let's see here. Communication is great, but make sure you can trust the people listening. That's very true. Let's see here. The militarist says, I'm 29. I remember payphones. Let's see here. Tuck says, I believe the international airports around here still have payphones. There you go. Let's see here. Payphones are common in Amish community. Yeah, that's good. That's it. All right. So as we move this along, before we go to the next subject, let's check the chat or the poll. There's 27 people in the YouTubes and only 16 votes. Come on, Pisser, get off the pot, man. Let's go. What is the most reliable backup communication method during a disaster? Currently, 75% say ham radio, 19% say cell phones with texting, 6% now say landlines, and designated out-of-state contact are 0. All right, let's see here. Mennonite all have cell phones. I believe that. I know that there is cell phones in the Amish community, man. There's just no way. There's no way that is the devil, and it will never happen. So, it's you know damn well the Amish have cell phones. It's just they keep that under wraps. Okay, so let's see here. We're gonna go to number 4. What do we got here? The militarist. I keep wanting to say the mentalist. The militarist says you can use flashlights. Correct. And we may even talk about that. Number 4, apparently 75% of you believe ham radio. Advantages. Ham radios are one of the most reliable forms of communication in an emergency. They're not dependent on local infrastructure and work well across great distances. Additionally, ham radio communities often act as informal networks for sharing information and helping each other in crisis. As part of a backup plan, it is highly recommended to it's highly recommended to get a ham radio license to learn proper protocols and best practices. In the US, you can transmit without a license in a genuine emergency, but having knowledge of frequencies and protocols beforehand will greatly increase your efficiencies. Additionally, a basic handheld ham radio can be part of your go bag, allowing you to communicate if phone networks go down. Be sure to practice using it before you need it, guys. We all have. I'm going to just do it right there, and then I'm going to move my head out of the way, and I'm going to push up. You guys should all, at the minimum, have that $27 Bofang and know how to use it. At the minimum. I have handheld CBs, I have handheld hams, I have MERS, I have GMRS. I've got all the gamuts, it's there's a lot of training that does come with it, but you know what? Just practice a little bit. That's all you can do. Just practice a little bit, and you'll get it figured out. Let's see here. Where are we at? Big Prepper showed up. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Hey, I did watch that video that you sent me, but I'll be honest with you, I wasn't super impressed with the guy. I don't know him, but I just wasn't super impressed with him. So I'll watch some more of his stuff, and if I like him, then I'll reach out to him and say, yeah, I'll be on your show. But for now, I guess I have to say the answer is no. Let's see here. The score's catching up. Looks like we have 20 on Rumble and 27 on YouTube. Rumble's not sucking as much today for some reason. Let's see here. As a hamhead, I support this message. Andy, you're hilarious. Let's see. The dude says, no on CB radios, that the distance will vary as towers are ripped down. The grid goes down. CB antennas are on most top hats of all towers these days. Gotcha. Let's see. Catitude. Good morning, young lady. Catitude says, yep, Tuck, we have one payphone at Bush Airport with no receiver. And obviously, good morning to Big Prepper. Cuck V says, when the cell phones first came out, my uncle had a device to listen to landline dial tone. Then he would call on his cell phone using the landline dial tone. The landline would get charged for it. Wow. Miko says the Amish do have cell phones. They can't bring them in the houses. They got special places where they put them when they go in the house. I can't make this stuff up, folks. Yes, absolutely. Well, I mean, it's how they live, and we have to respect that. Let's see here. Dude says, give me the brick radio. Anyone train with those in basic training? The brick radios? I don't know. My radios were my first radios were the Prick 77 with crypto. Let's see here. Light Raider, my EOC have a whole system and their own repeaters. I got you. I'm sorry, my State Emergency Operations Center, EOC. I got you, Light Raider. Let's see here. Cuck V says, I have a GMRS license, working on getting ham technician and general license. Cool. Ham operators relayed information when brothers were in the military and traveled between bases. Yeah, that was the Mars system. I don't know if that is still working or not. That is actually how I found out my first daughter was born. During the Gulf War was through the Mars system. Let's see here. Catitude. Let's see. Last dozen payphones I've seen. I was told Fort Lauderdale and Miami International have modern payphones that accept plastic. I don't fly. I haven't seen them myself. Miko says, was ham radio with sometimes reading is hard. Was ham radio, you can go up to, I'm going to guess that's going to be a width, 100 to dues. Guessing that's miles, 1,200. It's a little too much to read, Miko, but I appreciate the post. Miltrist says Pittsburgh International Airport still got payphones, right? And Light Rider says, I'm going to have to put that on there, Light. Please hit the thumbs up button. That means someone has noticed that you slackers have not hit the thumbs up button. I'm also noticing, too, where there's 28 people in the chat, but only 18 votes in the poll. Polls are useless if people don't participate. Chap, 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 chap. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is, what was that? Stupid. Designated out-of-state operator. And everybody should have something like this. So the advantages is that a designated out-of-state family member or a friend is a point of contact, can be crucial during a localized disaster. They can relay messages between you and your loved ones if direct communications is possible. Additionally, communication networks are often less congested outside of a disaster zone. Now, as far as your backup plan, choose more than one person as a contact to avoid over relying on a single individual. Make sure your chosen contacts understand their role and have a communication plan of their own. This method helps you reach family members even when local phone lines or internet access is down. Now, what the designated operator is, they keep attaching out of state to it all the time, but a designated operator is just a family or friend that has agreed to be a point of contact to relay information. And we all have these in our families. There's always like one person that everybody calls to find out what the hell's going on. Hey, what's up with mom? I haven't talked to her in a while. Oh yeah, she was this, and this. And everybody ends up calling that same person. That same person doesn't mind like regurgitating it every time because it's kind of their thing. The same thing is with the designated out-of-state operator. It could be a family member, it could be a family friend, and they understand that their job is to relay information when people call them. So it's something. It's a good part of a communications plan that people rarely use, but I think it's a good idea for you to think about it. We're gonna go at actually, Truth Speak Dad put some stuff. As an extra class holder in ham radio, I highly recommend getting over yourselves and getting a ham license. You hamhead. At least to general class, so not even have to need line of sight comms. Bowfangs. Those dirty Bowfang users, you dirty non-ham heads. Yeah, I've contemplated it. Maybe I'll get one next year. True Speak Dad. Maybe I'll get one next year. I don't have time to do it right now, to be honest with you. I'm getting ready for Prep Stock and the Kentucky Sustainable Living and Preparedness Expo. And the month of October is going to be just hell on me. And I already know it's coming. I feel tired right now because of all the tiredness that I'm going to feel in October. But right now is not a great time for me. Let's see here. No, True Speak Dad. We understood what you were saying. Believe it or not, preppers are pretty smart people. Let's see here. Little Dry Creek showed up. Good morning, my friend. Good morning. Let's see here. The militarist. My father was in the army I need to take that out of there. There we go. My father was in the army for the mid 1980s. He knows how to use Mars radio. How to us Mars. Okay, we're going to go with use. Try to keep thumbs up immediately as soon as you join the chat. I got you, Tuck. The dude says communication when gas is deployed on the battlefield is what? It's 3 clicks of a metal on metal and sound needs to be reproduced till the gas is gone. Gotcha. Operate out around the Appalachian. I got you. You're an operator. You operate around the Appalachian Mountain. I got you, bro. He's like running through the woods with his something. I got you, militarist. We understand what you're saying. Tuck have been in the airports. They do work and never find out first on hand. I got you. So you're talking about payphones still. Man, that really kind of got me off guard with the payphone thing to find out how many are still out there. But yeah. All right. So what is going on with you guys and not? Okay, I'm not going to ask about it anymore. There's only 18 votes in the poll. You're waiting until the end, right? So you can put your vote in. Okay, so we're going to move around to physical notes and signs. So the advantages of physical notes and signs is if electronic communication fails entirely, leaving physical notes or prearranged signals can be a simple yet effective method. These could be placed at a designated meeting point or somewhere you know your family members will look. As part of your backup plan, develop a system of symbols or discrete marks that everyone in your household understands, like a specific color ribbon or chalk marks, and decide on locations where these signs will be placed. Pre-plan several safe drop points for messages, especially in high traffic areas or in case evacuation becomes necessary. Now, what are we talking about? What are we really talking about here? We're talking about like dead drops, and we're talking about symbolism or marks. We could also be talking about a bulletin board system similar to the ones you'll see in most of the like the zombie apocalypse movies or whatever, where people are like, you'll leave a message, I'm John so and so, and I'm going to Nebraska, or I'm going to I'm going to James City or something like that, and then when people are looking for you, like your family members, they can find that and say, okay, there he is, and he's going here. So now we need to go there. That kind of thing. Okay. The other thing is the dead drops, where you can actually like leave messages for people. It's normally in plain sight. It's normally something very simple. I mean, everything, it's an old spy technique where you can literally just like put an X on the side of a pole, and then on the back of that pole, maybe there's like a little vial or a tiny Ziploc bag or something that they know there'll be a message there. It could literally be that easy. We've all seen it in the James Bond movies. Let's see here. Using cryptographic to send messages like Morse code over the radio. You could do that. You could actually just use some of the scramble techniques or the scramble buttons that are on some of the modern radios. And that'll slow people down enough. The military can descramble it, but most civilians can't figure that stuff out. Let's see here. By Bofang, Miko says, by Bofang, they don't blow up like icons. Laugh out loud. Military says carry spray paint. That's good. Yes, marking with spray paint if you want it to be permanent. Yes. The dude says the old moonshine in the old tire truck. Just drop the money in the old tire. Yes, I've seen that before too. Tuck says the Militarist Magnum 44 permanent markers are an acceptable substitute for spray paint, in my humble opinion. Perfect. Rose says some techniques used by travelers during the Depression. True. Let's see here. Mailbox is the hole in the big tree on the hill. There you go. There you go. So we do have clear understanding of what we were speaking of. Excellent. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next one. All right, so something called tiered. Oops, Cuckfee just typed a whole paragraph in here. Bofang AR4RM is good HT radio for the price. It is unlocked. You can talk on GMRS MERS 1.25, 2 meter, 70 centimeter. Can listen to NOAA. Yes, Cuckfee, I am going to buy one of those myself. If you guys didn't know about this, right now, one of the best radios that you can buy that is not like insanely overpriced, that does everything, is the Bofang AR5RM. You know what? This is about communications. Let's go ahead and find you. Let me find you something here. Amazon, because that's the fastest way to get it. BAOF Bofang AR5RM. There it is, right there, and there it is. Bofang. Is that it? AR5RM. It's a set of 2 for $50. We'll just go with it. And they say this is a limited time deal, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about that stuff. There we go. And it's 10 watts too. So That's it. We're gonna come on now. Clickety click click click. Come on, computer. It's not happy. It's not happy. All right, so let's go ahead and throw that in the chat for you guys. And let's throw it in the chat for you guys right there. That is right now one of the best radios that you can buy that does pretty much everything. It's got the big screen, the big buttons. It's got, I think the antenna is just fine for it. But, with that wide of a spectrum, it doesn't matter what kind of antenna you're going to put on it because it's not going to be good for everything. But it's got the 2,500 milliamp battery on it, which is pretty freaking good. Anyway, so that'll get you. That'll get you. That's what we're talking about. Okay. It's funny too because the original Bowfangs can do that. If you guys have the old school Bowfangs, they can do that. They're completely unlocked. All right, so let's see here. The next thing we're going to talk about is the tiered communication. You know what? We haven't. Let's a jungle of mags. AR jungle mags. All right, let's go ahead and do this. We haven't done it in a while. If you love your country, type a 1 in the chat. Do it now, please. America. And I won't ask for anybody to type anything else because then I won't be able to read it because all the ones are going to be flooding through the chat. Go ahead and do that now. Looks like our vote system has changed a little bit. Currently, ham radios at 80%. Cell phones with texting is 15%. Landlines is 5%. All right. So when we talk about tiered communication systems, so an example of the structure would be by starting to Light Raider. What in the hell are you doing? Light Raider. Okay. Light Raider, thank you very much. Guys, I'll be honest, I don't know what to do when people do that, when people give me the money like that, like $2, $3, $5, $10, $20. But when they throw that much money at me, I don't know what to do but say thank you very much. By the way, guys, if you guys did not know this, anything that you guys send to me is now going towards a new computer because I cannot. It's becoming more and more difficult to edit videos. If you guys haven't noticed, I've been doing less like real videos, like videos about stuff and more live streams because I can use this computer to do live streams better. But my development machine is the command center basically is probably 10 years old and it's an issue. So just want to let you know that's where that money will go. Light Raider, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. All right, we're going to turn that off. We got lots of ones in there. He wanted you to blush. Okay, I blushed a little bit. All right. I'm a human being. Let's see here. You can charge them by USB-C cable, powered bank, solar. Yes, Miko. Everything is going to USB-C. Everything. If you guys haven't noticed this, everything is going to USB-Cs. And the only thing I don't like is that they haven't upgraded. They're not all of the original batteries. Like I have multiple batteries for my Bowfangs, the older ones, right? But they're not upgrading that battery design to go USB-C. They're all using USB-C on these new battery designs that aren't compatible with the old radios. Let's see here. Yes, right. Yes, Light Raider, very kind to you, my friend. Let's see here. Solar Radio. Okay, I don't recognize you, bro. Solar Radio Operator. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. We don't talk about radios all the time, but today we are. I appreciate you, man. Unfortunately, even most hams out there don't. Okay, you know what? Let's put that on there. Unfortunately, even most hams out there don't realize the HT tool, VHF, UHF, is a poor choice for anything but close range simplex. 1 mile line of sight. CB is actually better for small groups / mags. So I can't say I absolutely agree with you, but I would say that what you're saying makes sense. I grew up having CB radios in my family, and I remember, you would some of these trucker rigs that it's like they would have so much power going through them that I mean you could hear them in your refrigerator. That's how much power was going through them, And that technology just kind of just like slipped away. I think it's kind of slipped away with the advent of the cell phone. I know truckers still have CB radios. They still use them. They still the channel 9 for emergencies, channel 19 for general check-in, uh, and whatever other channel, to sidebar stuff on. But I mean, come on. What do they got? 40 channels? I mean, dude, really? You want the state police? Get on channel 9. You know what I'm saying? Boom, you're talking to the state police. It's absolutely crazy that this technology just kind of poof, just went away for no reason. And now you can buy CB radios, and they don't even have to be digital. They could just be the old turn dial Cobras. You know what I'm saying? And you can buy them for $5 at a damn swap meet. I don't understand why we don't all have freaking CB radios. It's mind blowing. But yeah, so soil radio operator. Do I call you soil? Because I'm not saying all those verbs. I'm not saying all those adjectives and nouns and pronouns. There's too many vowels in your name. Let's see here. No, there is USB-C. Yeah, I'm tracking with you, bro. Self-defenses. I have 2 old school Bofang UV5R USB-C battery available. What? Let me see here. We're gonna let me because if that's the case, because I haven't seen any Bofang USB-C battery, because I haven't seen what 3,800 milliamps. What the hell? Is that the same? Is that compatible with the UV5R? It sure as hell looks like it is. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna get some of those. I'm putting that shit in my cart right now, man. Copy. Because I didn't think there were any like that. They're $15 a piece. Now, this is not the first deal that I'm seeing, but I just want to get it in the chat because I know people are like, what? Let's see here. Let's throw that in there. And who sent that out? Who said that? The militarist. There you go. No, it wasn't. Who said that? Who said that? No, they're USB-C. It's Civil Defense Prepping said it. Gotcha, bro. Gotcha. Well, now everybody just click that link and you'll be able to go there and see those suckers. Old school, probably at least 8 CB radios in the shed. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. It's crazy. I actually have a handheld CB radio. And those things are expensive too. I got that handheld CB radio. And it's set on the shelf forever because I couldn't figure out how to get the batteries out of it. Then I found out that it's actually just like just regular was it 4 or 8 AA batteries, and it's a handheld CB radio. Let's see here. I get some radio from truckers and wreckers through TV, radio, and tweaky guitar amp. Yeah, sometimes they put the amps on those things and they put out a lot of power. Where we at here? We have CBs in most of my box trucks for communications with Eli Lilly, or some of our drivers still use them in the road as well. Gotcha. The repeater systems that make the HT effective in normal times up to 95% are without any backup power. If the line power is lost in your region, the HT to repeater is lost. Maui Fire is a good example. Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. Ian says, yep, 40 channels, AM, SSB, and newest will transmit on FM. I like it. All right, I'm behind. I am behind at on the chat here, guys. Are those compatible with other Bofangs? Yeah, it looks like it, Big Prepper. It looks like it. I glanced at them. You guys, you're adults. I got one in my cart, so I'm going to find out. But it looks like it's compatible with the old Bofangs. I mean, the old Bofang batteries are good too, but in order for them to go up to the USB-C to charge means that they had to come up to a better type of lithium-ion battery, which means it's going to hold a charge even longer. That's the biggest problem with the old LiO batteries, is that the original ones didn't hold a charge for a long time. And then there was a leap in technology on the lithium ion field where these batteries are holding charges like forever. So, yes, Big Prepper, I do believe that is the case. You can also get car charger for that battery. Yes, true, true. Okay, so let's see here. We're gonna move off of let's see here. So we never got to tiered communication system. So let's go ahead and cover that real quick. So with the tiered communication structure, an example of a specific type of structure is, start by attempting to contact via cell phone or either call or text. If that fails, then you move to the ham radio for long distance communications or critical information. If neither is successful, you can try a landline or payphone. Um, Relaying information through your designated out-of-state contact could be a possibility, but you see how it goes from basically what you have in your hands until you need to get to some other place. You need to continue attempts every 5 minutes or until a connection is made. This approach prevents unnecessary waiting and keeps communication lines open as conditions change. The other thing you need to think about too is there are several different types of systems, but one of the major ones is basically every hour on the hour for the first 5 minutes of that hour, from 0 to 5. You actually are listening or talking, listening or talking. That way you can save your batteries and people will know when you're going to try and reach out. There are other ones. It's like every at the top of every odd numbered hour. However you want to set your system up is how it's going to work. Let's see here. Solar says, gave you a sub and like that's this. I'm the radio consultant and mod for other large prepper channel fishing around YouTube and found your life. Oh, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Any idea how to unlock a UV25LR? Wow. No, but I'm going to bet that YouTube knows how to do it. I'm going to bet that YouTube knows how to do it. And if it isn't on YouTube, then I'll be honest with you, it's probably not possible. So I would go that way. I would go that way. Okay. So the next thing we're going to talk about is meeting places. So in your main plan or plan A, designate your home as the primary meeting place if it's safe to return to. However, in case of evacuation or roadblocks, establish alternate meeting points across town in various directions, north, south, east, and west. These can be homes of trusted friends or relatives, a family store, a public landmark like parks or community service, or like a library. And as far as your backup plan, you need to scout these alternative locations ahead of time and make sure everyone knows where they are. Factor in possible obstacles like traffic, flooding, or damaged roads, and prepare alternate routes to each spot. This is going to minimize panic and confusion during an evacuation. I'm going to go to the chats here real quick. Here looks like Rumble is still dead. Currently YouTube 30, Rumble 17. And people are doing stuff in the poll, which I appreciate. Let's see here. That's that's hilarious. If you guys didn't catch that, Big Prepper, any idea how to unlock a UV25 LR? Oops says 22 long rifles. Simple Defense Prepping says internet, neighborhood, Wi-Fi, no internet, but you can share security camera feeds, live streams, text videos within the network. You can daisy chain several Wi-Fi routers to expand the signal. Yes, we're going into tech land, but yes, Civil Defense Prepping is absolutely right. All right, let's see here. Miko says research Google radio Google. Gotta drink some coffee. Oh. All right, let's see here. Unlock it, and you'll get the answer. I prefer Chirp. You can get into hardware of the radio to unlock it. Yeah, I use Chirp for programming, and I know there's some workarounds for certain radios, but I've never done it before. Where it's like you can go in and you can like update the profile of all the channels, and then do this, that, or the other thing, and then update them again, and then somehow mysteriously now you can transmit on frequencies you could only hear before, something like that. JB the 25th is on Rumble. Good to see you, my friend. I have not seen you in a while on the Rumble side. Okay, so let's see here. Number 10. Number 10, scout and prepare. Dry runs. Conduct practice drills where everyone in your household follows the communications plan. Make sure they understand how to reach designated meeting points and what to do if certain communication methods fail. Consider obstacles. Identify potential hazards or obstacles like traffic jams, flooded roads, or areas of civil unrest. Pre-plan detours and check for vulnerabilities along your routes to ensure everyone is prepared to navigate around them. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm getting general license expired last month. Can I just get a renewal, or do I need to take the test again? That's a great question. If where we at here? If Soul Radio operator's in the house, make sure you give him a quick answer, because I don't have the answer to that question. That is for sure. All right, let's see here. And to wrap up the scripted portion of this live stream, let's go ahead and hit the conclusion, which is a well-structured, tiered communication system ensures your family can stay connected and informed even when regular methods fail. By combining multiple communication channels, ranging from high-tech options like cell phones and ham radios to simple physical signs and designated meeting points, you can create a flexible plan that can adapt to a wide variety of disaster scenarios. Regular practice and familiarity with backup methods will keep your family safe, organized, and able to regroup no matter the circumstances. With that said, the two things that I wanted to talk about was the CB radios and satellite communications. So CB radios, guys, I cannot emphasize enough. Here's the thing. The CB radio is going to be useful, especially if you're anywhere near a highway, okay? Because the truckers are going to have them. They're going to be getting used. They're going to be passing information. You can ask for information. They're pretty handy. But using them as like a base station is going to give you greater range than most handhelds. Get that antenna up. It doesn't have to be massive. Obviously, the higher it is, the greater the range, and along with the greater reception range. The transmission range has a lot to do with power and obviously the elevation of the antenna. But if you can combine those two, you're going to get a lot of really good feedback when you put that thing up. Now, here's the thing. If you live someplace where like people don't have a lot of money, then this is a great way to set up a communications ring with a network that will help you to stay connected to your neighbors at a very, very low cost. A very, very low cost. You can pretty much have a home setup, like a base station at your house, for the price of a Bofang radio. Probably the most expensive piece will be the antenna and the cabling. So let that sink in for a while, stew around in the juices there in your brain housing group, and figure out whether that's something that you want to do or not. I do need to get my CB radio set up at my location in North Carolina, and simply because it's the smart thing to do. Let's see. Soil radio operator says, yeah, you can simply renew your expired license within a 2-year grace period via the ULS system on FCC website. Oh man, the FCC website sucks. But I guess it's functional. I got my GMRS license through it, and it was painful, but it worked. Let's see. Ian says, the only thing I don't like about CB is that doing radio repeating is not easily done. I got you, bro. I got you. Where are we at here? Teresa Buchanan, and saying hi to everybody. Teresa, I think I recognize your name, but it's not standing out for some reason. Okay, let's see here. Let's go ahead and check the poll. I want to thank the 26 out of 28 people that have done the poll. If you haven't done it yet, it's closing out here shortly. But what is the most reliable backup communication method during a disaster? Obviously, the ham radio at 77%. Yeah, I guess it's percent. People voted 77%. The ham radio was. Next is the cell phone with texting at 15%. 8% at land. Oh, you guys are going to vote right in the middle I'm reading. You're going to vote right while I'm reading it. All right. So ham radio, 78%, cell phones, 15%, and landline, 7%. And nobody picked a designated out-of-state contact. Shame on you. Patty Morrison, good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Let's see here. West Virginia Pappy finally showed up. Using AMP for transmission will help someone track you by signal strength. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But if it's an emergency, who cares, right? Let's see here. Okay. I think I think that's it. I think we covered oh no, we didn't do satellite. Okay. So there are if you buy a satellite phone, you have to have a satellite phone plan. Both the phone and the plan are what I would consider to be reasonably expensive. When I say reasonably expensive, I would say over $500. And then you have this monthly bill that just goes. Most satellite phones run on a satellite network that is old and antiquated and has less satellites in space than other satellite communication systems. If you want any details on that, I will point you to a video that will tell you what is actually up there. What I recommend people do is to buy the crap. I got to look it up. It's made by Garmin. I have one. I have the big ass version of it. Garmin. It's an InReach. That's right. InReach. Garmin InReach. I don't know what an Instinct is. Garmin InReach. I recommend that you buy excuse me, either the Messenger or the Mini. Okay, the Messenger is actually the cheapest one. Hold on, let me get this for you. Come on, button. Copy, and we're going to put you over there, and we're going to put you. That's not the right button. All right, there. Okay, so with this Garmin InReach technology, you can actually like send text messages to other cell phones, and you can also send it to other people in your InReach network. It works both ways. So you could literally send a text message to someone else that has one of these devices, or you could send a text message through the satellite system to someone who doesn't have this device. Now, in an emergency, if the cell towers go down, then the InReach will still talk to other InReaches. So that is the major benefit. Now, the drawback to the smaller devices, like the ones that I pointed to you guys to, is that they rely on your cell phone, not to communicate, but they speak to your cell phone via Bluetooth. So now you have two devices that you have to keep powered. They work really well. Lots of hikers use them on the Appalachian Trail when there's no cell signal. And yes, I know there's cell signal on the Appalachian Trail, but you've got to get up pretty high, or you've got to be somewhere near a road down in one of the gullies. But in the mid ranges and in the valleys, you will not have cell raves. If you guys followed me living in a bus for a week and hiking Tinker's Cliff, which is on the Appalachian Trail, you'll know that there was many times I did not have cell service. And my girlfriend even asked me, "Do you have your satellite thing?" And I was like, "No, I'm stupid. I forgot it." But I do recommend that people have these because they defeat any other problems. It's that easy. As long as you have a clear view of the sky and the other person does, And sometimes you don't even have to have that. That satellite signal is going to reach you, because what's going to happen is it gets sent up, and then it's like, okay, it's been sent up. We'll let you know when it gets received. And then they're going to continue to like try and transmit it. It's not going to die out. It's not going to quit trying to transmit. They're going to keep trying to transmit that message over a certain period of time until you finally get it. And that could be in a minute. It could be in an hour, but it will work. So I do recommend that if you want to go down the satellite route, that you try the inReach. I do not recommend a sat phone because that once again, they're very expensive and they require a monthly policy that is going to be expensive as well. With the inReach, I pay $11 a month to be able to send messages. And I think I have like 10 free messages a month. I pull it out and, but you can do presets like, hey, I just reached the house. You know, it's like a preset message. You go bloop, and that actually costs you less than a typed out custom message. So, all right, let's see here. I talked about that. Let's see here. GMRS is perfect for the AT trails. Plus, they got repeaters set up before you can communicate further out. Yeah, exactly. GMRS is really huge with the AT guys. Basically, and and overlanders love to do that, use that too. It kind of got its, like the FCC was like, oh, stop doing that, and they're like, whatever. So let's see here. You can get a lot further. Very true, very true. Okay, let's see. Get it back on the air. 73s, got you. Okay, so I think we covered everything we needed to cover for this, guys. We're going to go ahead and remind you that if you want all of the custom content that only the members get, please do me a favor, find that join button down below if you're on PC. If not, look for the more in blue on your phone, hit that, scroll down and find the join word. Click that. It'll give you some options. If you want full access to everything, do me a favor, pick the Doomsday Prepper. If you just want to support the channel, then do the minimalist prepper. And if you have more money than you know what to do with, then pick the one that I'm not even talking about. Okay, that is going to be, let's see, that's going to be it for right now. As usual, as you guys are going out the door, make sure you do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Like, subscribe, follow, all that good, happy trash. Make sure you hit that notification bell. All right, guys, until the next time, which should be for the non-members, I'll see you tomorrow. And for the members, then I'll make something today. Stay safe. Have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. I'm going to push some buttons right now. And everybody, thanks for hanging out. Bye-bye.